I begin to. I begin to.
According to experts, the most common reasons why couples lose their passion for each other and stop being sexually intimate is a pursuit distance pattern that develops over time. Let's build back the passion in unions with 21 Shades, a practical guide to growing intimacy in marriage, written by Daniel Brown Robertson. Let your expressions of love be a synonym of intimacy and not an antonym. Get your copy today on Amazon.com or call 07412701010 for more details.
Cha.
Hey guys.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Let us know how you are doing. It is good to be here with you another evening for Couples Corner. This is our special edition called Pillar Talk. Yeah. Well, we come and talk up the things them. So hurry up and tweet a friend, tell a friend, WhatsApp your friend, share with everybody. Let them know that we are on the side.
You're not hearing? What? What is going on?
All right. Hold on. Testing and checking for audio. Testing. Audio is good. Audio appears good. Audio sound fine. All right. And I don't know a thing already, you know. Yeah. All right. Chat bow. Cha. Good evening, everyone. And let us know if you're hearing us. Let us know if you're hearing us inside of the chat. Inside of the chat. Tested. Absolutely. All right. So we are hearing sound is up and running. Just check your settings on your side, dear guests. We should be sounding out good, all right so far. All right, so I want to say good evening to everyone. Welcome again to Pillar Talk. Yeah, man, Couples Corner. Don't know, this is the place where we say that God is still best for you and your partner. Shout out to Lady Andrea Hollis, who is in the building. Go ahead and share the program. Invite a friend. Tell a friend. Tweet a friend. Tell them that we're right here inside of the corner. But I don't know, when we come on this side, we come to be relatable. We need to be informative. And we come to have enough fun as it relates to relationship and marriage. Yeah. So go ahead and share with someone. Let them know that we are on this side and we're keeping it real on this side. Let them know that we're live and ready to go. We are here. Yeah, chatbo. All right, so steady set. We are here, you know. Chatbo. All right, and don't know we do it already. We're gonna start off with our own Pillar Talk song. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the Pillar Talk song. As you come on in, let us know if you not hear the audio, no. Tell us if you're hearing us.
Glass, a little wine with white rose sparkling to cheers with the darling.
Let us know if you're hearing us. Let us know if you're hearing us.
Clock into the couple's corner. Clock into the couple's corner. Everyone, yeah, it's time for pillow talk. Pillow talk. Pillow talk. Pillow talk. Pillow talk. It's pillow talk.
All right. as we get all the settings running, and I know we do it already, it's your time to share the program. Let them know that we are on this side. Good evening to you, Lady Andrew Reid.
Grab your glass and
Teacher Bennett in the place.
White rose sparkling.
Let us know how you're doing. Watch out, man. Rock and come in, man. Rock and come in. Rock and come in. The think easy night I go on tonight. The steady show is in the place. Oh.
Clock into the couple's corner.
Watch out now.
Clock into the couple's corner. Everyone, yeah, it's time for pillow talk. Pillow talk, pillow talk. Pillow talk, pillow talk. It's pillow talk.
Watch out. On a rock and come in. Good evening, everyone. Let them know that we're in the place. And I don't know when I stay long enough. We're going to start anytime soon. So make sure you text, tweet, tell your friend, email them. Let them know that we're live. Ciao. All right. See it here now. Yeah. Tonight, not going normal, you know. Yeah, man. Guest is in the building. Them look good too. Watch out. Cooling out, you know. I don't know what them drinking. Or perhaps them refresh already. Oh, no, don't know. Let us know what you're drinking tonight. Watch out. Just some apple juice tonight.
Now get a pillow light and padded. Clock into the couple's corner. Clock into the couple's corner. Everyone, yeah, it's time for pillow talk. Pillow talk, pillow talk. Pillow talk, pillow talk. It's pillow talk.
Good evening again, everyone. Watch out. Lady Olin says she's having a cup of tea. Of course, I can understand. England cool. And in this time, you want a little bit of warmth. Watch out. She says snow is in London. Watch out now. And TJ is saying me I go eat and drink some Kool-Aid. Watch out. Well, I'm having some apple juice tonight. So let us know what you're having as we get ready to roll out tonight. A powerful program and show. Listen, it's all about delivering quality customer service this evening. Over the years, successful companies have made vast investment into providing training opportunities for staff to achieve optimal job satisfaction. In your marriage, you must also make an investment into your development as a team to meet the goal of successful union. Yeah. In today's program, our goal will be to look at marriage and, of course, setting goal. I don't know. One of the goals must be about delivering excellent service, a more fulfilling service to your partner. What channel? Be the king and queen of positivity with a renewed mindset on dealing with the issues that will arise in your relationship. Remember, love is patient and kind. Using your most respectful and empathetic approach, communicate clearly with each other. Listen actively, reflect and respond. Do not react. Your determination must, yes, and I repeat, must be to serve selflessly, to ensure that areas of weaknesses are countered with those of strength. Being deliberate, intentional, to offer quality customer service to your spouse will create an automatic reciprocated response. I almost said amen right there. From the partner on the receiving end. Roadblocks are inevitable, but you can both get past them when you establish an environment that is conducive to problem solving, focusing on not the problem, but on your spouse. These characteristics are vital. As you master them, your bedroom basics, and yeah, Mr. Bedroom, amen. Bedroom basics. Because mastering the bedroom basics must begin somewhere else. Sometimes it starts in the kitchen. Yeah. Sometimes it starts with a simple stroll in the park. But whatever you do, you must master the bedroom basics. This is what will elevate your bond naturally and generate a higher level of attraction and desire for greater flexibility in the activities pursued for sexual gratification. When emotional intimacy is on the rise, everything will be all right.
21 Shades in full effect. Yes.
Everything will be in full all right. So watch out. When you listen, it's all about delivering quality customer service tonight, setting those goals in marriage. Right there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Pillar Talk. I tell you, this is your favorite afternoon program on a Sunday afternoon. I don't know what thing go already. We come already to reason and to talk with a wonderful couple. But before them come, I must tell you, I've been waiting for the last couple of months because I've been reading and digesting, this book written by this beautiful girl right here, Danielle Brown Robertson. But I wish if she drop off the Brown and keep the Roberts alone. Ladies, don't need to tell me why the woman them just love keep them daddy name. Why is it that the women them just, that is one of my goal in marriage. I'm setting that goal as something in marriage that I want to attain one day. I want to reach a day when my wife just does some dash with the name. Yeah, dash with the name. I was very hopeful when I went on her Facebook page because she used to have the long old piece of name on Facebook.
Piece of name.
Brown Roberts. And one day I wake up out of my bed and check out the Facebook. Man, them can't tell me what I feel still. Because some me feel, maybe I am just a lone soldier. Or maybe all the other men are too scared to speak. Well, I am going to represent all those who are voiceless this evening. I can't wait. This is one of my ambitions, to wake up one morning and Daniel just say, look here, Brown, I'm going to send you back to St. Mary. And I'm going to embrace the Roberts completely. So now go and help me pray. All things are possible as we pray and have confidence. Yeah, man. But one morning, I wake up and go up on Facebook, I just see the long name. I see Daniel Roberts. I say, wait, are you serious?
The Brown is still there,
Oh, you hide it?
In a bracket.
Jeez. But my ambition, help me pray here. I hope I can get a change. I want my wife to have a little deliverance, man. She need a name deliverance, and just go and pray for her that one day one day I'm going to get up and my dream is going to be fulfilled. She's going to be Daniel Roberts and Daniel Roberts only. But I've been waiting to give my, my favorite of the chapters. And so I have to share my favorite of the chapters, I have to share it. Yeah. Gregory, which one you think are my favorite? Where Gregory there? Lady Yvonne, which one is your favorite? Where are the people who have read the book already? Tell me one of favorite, Tell me one of favorite. Because I feel like revealing my favorite tonight. Yeah. I'm showing the hands if you don't know the book. Yeah. Nelly, which one is your favorite? Tell me. Kadeen, which one is your favorite? Let me know which one is your favorite. Tidra.
She said she not tell we are favorite. Yeah, reserve it, Tidra.
I'm just like how me bowl, so me can't just stop my mind, because a Sunday evening.
Yeah. Cindy get a name deliverance.
I used to feel the same way until Cindy got a name deliverance. Yeah, man. I keep praying. I want to help me believe one of these days the Brown I got dropped fully off. and will be replaced by the lovely Robert. Robert's so
praying.
long enough, you know.
It's good to pray.
But ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite of the chapters.
Mhm.
And if I won't tell you the title of the chapter, I will just read
A snippet.
a snippet from the chapter. And if you will know the chapter, I want you to comment the exact name, the full title of the chapter, if you know. So, yeah. It made me nervous.
Yeah, right?
Create your own sensual kitchen, restaurant, and bedroom at home, making it an all-inclusive one-stop diner and more. Cook, eat, and then eat to embolden your physical, spiritual, and emotional affection. Prepare your first meal from our ideal and misstep.
Lada.
Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know. If you don't know the chapter, you know, tell me. You have to tell me the chapter and the page. You might get something. Just let me know the name, the title of the chapter, and Uno might get something this evening. So let me know. I am waiting on persons to go ahead and start dropping at the comment section. Let me know what it is. We're about to invite our guests on and a fireball now. Hold on, steady show. Hold on. But steady now.
Whoa, they
Steady,
never
sir.
coming. My wife is hooked. Wow.
All right.
We are happy to hear that.
Watch you know. Yeah. Me I forgot have an interview about that little more. Leave here about the hookings. Yeah, chat ball. So I'm waiting for the persons to go ahead because we're going to invite our guests right now. You know, I love the ideas of this.
So him allude to it, you know. He not saying name, but him.
Hey, Gregory, I want the best sport, you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to go right into our program this evening. We are going to get right into our program and we're going to get ready to invite our guests. But before them come, my wife will read her snippet.
My snippet. It's related to the topic. So I recently read a story about an experiment off the coast of Brazil. 2 bottles were dropped off in the ocean from a boat at exactly the same time and right next to each other. One bottle washed up on the coast of Ecuador 100 days later, and the other bottle went across the Atlantic Sea and washed up on the coast of Tanzania a year later. The bottles started off in the same place, but ended up half a world apart. It is the same in marriage. It is so easy to drift apart and not even realize you're doing it. Setting goals together and following through on their development will help you consciously stay close so that you do not end up half a world apart. If you want to prevent a drift in your relationship, you must be intentional.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, we get ready to meet our lovely guest this evening. And if you don't know who and a comment in our chat, you know, so we keep the reasoning going. Lady Andrea said, page 137.
Story time when they said, we can't drop my answer, of course.
Oh, yeah, tell me your favorite in the book. Tell me your favorite, Nelly. Tell me your business. Without any further ado, we get ready to invite at this time our very special guest lined up and ready, waiting to have this conversation with us this evening. Sure.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. This love you give can't be replaced. So come now.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. What you know?
Come in.
We understand.
How are you doing this evening?
Audio is gone again.
Oh, the audio is out. All right. So while they settle and resolve
We're
the
working on the
audio.
audio on our end.
All right. Lovely. All right. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, while we settle the audio, while we settle the audio, let's go ahead and keep the sharing going and keep the sharing going. Keep the sharing going. Keep the sharing. Keep the sharing going and invite others.
Welcome the Clarks.
Yeah. We have to be intentional.
Of course.
Come, Nelly, drop your answer. Hold on, Lady Andrea says she drop her. Lady Andrea, me think you tell me why your favorite.
Pass the book, man.
She tell me the page of my favorite chapter.
Oh, but that's what you asked.
Yeah, but you can't tell me my favorite chapter without telling me your favorite
but
chapter.
Hold on, you asked them what was the page
No, me tell them
and the name of the chapter where you read from.
Yeah, but me not get it name of the chapter yet. No, I get the page. You have to tell the full thing. Yeah. Plus, me think me need to put that part B.
She said, look above. He said she write it.
Hold on. Cha. How are they? Cha.
I said this. I don't see it.
No. We don't see it.
That one they miss.
Yeah. So maybe I'm gonna drop it again, Lady Andrea. Yeah.
Her favorite chapter, 137.
Hold on. Oh, she's saying that 137 is her favorite chapter.
And then if Lady Yvonne said, yes, Sister Andrea, cooking. Yes, see it there.
Hold on. Well,
They know what they're talking about. People have the 21 shades, you know.
Hold on there. Sister.
Yes.
All right. Oh no. Cha. So much people have page 137 as their favorite. Yeah. All right, let us know if you're hearing us now. Sir Sheldon, let us know if you're hearing. Are you hearing? Just give me a thumbs up if you're hearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my
The magic dots.
yeah. Magic dots. Yeah. Special dots. Think on easy.
Who don't have it, get the book.
Yeah, me feel like we're talking over some people head. So I could just remind you what we're talking about. We're talking about this book here, 21 Shades, a practical guide to growing intimacy in marriage. It's written by Daniel Brown Roberts. And I've read this book and spent about 4 months trying to decipher which chapter I prefer. But I have come up with one because I know the way to a man's heart begins somewhere here. So I'm sticking to tradition.
In our belly?
Yeah, the belly. All right.
What a book.
Let us know if you're hearing us. If you're hearing us, just give us a thumbs up.
Yes,
all right.
yes.
Okay. Excellent. So let's get ready to bring in our guest tonight. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Awesome. So welcome to the program, man. So we're happy to see you. You'll see her. We're very happy. Every time we see a new couple on screen, me get excited. I don't know. There's just something about Sunday evening. And I expect, I expect my Sunday evening to continue to be very positive. So it's good to have you joining us right here inside of a Pillow Talk. I know we do it already, but I always put out my hands strong and I say that the men are better lovers. What do you say? The men are far more intimate than the women. We know. We are more sensitive and yes, more time we just relax and allow you guys to feel like but it's really us, we are the engine, we
Right, Danny, right.
Our presence cause unusual inspiration, you know? Yeah. And attract certain form of reaction.
Feel something in your body or something? Ask him again, really?
What is happening with these ladies in the chat board and the truth? I'm talking the truth. The man, look here, the man, listen up. I'm going to a quick story before we get ready for the clocks and start raising with us. Listen to me. We are the most sensitive, emotional, empathetic being to ever make. Then why would God, who have all wisdom, give man flowers to take care of? Think about it, you know. Because anybody who is handling flowers, you know, must be someone who is tender, empathetic, kind. God, give us flowers.
I will not say a thing.
And so take care of them. You know, because we know. Listen up, people. Talk to me, now, Gregory.
This is steady gun in the chat.
Yeah. It's because we're good. Yeah. We
support, man.
Yeah, man. Because God knows that we're good with our hands, you know. See, tender. Yeah. You see, when caressing and make a we invent that, you know. We learn straight from out of God book, you know. Don't know. So we sit down and caress flowers all morning. We are someone gentle, tender. Yeah. That's why I mean, we say every real husband is a good shooter, you know. Because when him lie down on the range and look out there, target, you know, yeah, gentle, no rush, very easy, settle, things happen.
Oh my God.
Your truth is different from the truth.
You know what I'm saying? All I did was read out of the Holy Book a while ago.
In the man mind. Nelly, teacher, run.
So, me know say tonight me I go prove my theory even more. So me already have it said, you know. But things say the most expressive among the two will be Mr. Clark. You have one chance to select your choice now.
Select my choice?
Yeah, select your choice. We are going with Mr. Clark tonight. But me like to say Mrs. Clark. I'm happy, but me just know say Mr. Clark.
Make we see and judge.
Make we see and judge. You see it? You're not even sure. You're not even have a confidence to make a choice. Well, it's because me superly confident.
Can I see she a pint a while ago? So me know.
So,
see that? That's it.
you're pleased to let them know that I see we know exactly what we're doing. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to go right ahead with our program tonight. I'm gonna try to pull up the right song, you know, because we just know how things are gonna flow tonight. Things are gonna flow. And then just look out for Mr. Clark. The blocks, they are lined up in the blocks and they're about to get out of the blocks. Look, you know, this I feel like Bolt. This feel like you're seeing Bolt all over.
Oh, I feel like Bolt, you know.
And I can't sweep you off of your feet.
All right.
Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheek? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70.
Yeah. Watch out.
Heart at 23. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways.
Listen!
Maybe just a touch of a hand.
Thinking out loud.
Well, me, I fall
This
in
one
love
is by
with
Ed
you
Sheeran.
every single day.
Watch how we are going.
I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now
Listen.
take me into your loving arms.
Good evening to you, Tamira. Welcome, Lady Paula. Welcome to the show.
Place your head on my
We have the Clarks on stage.
Thinking out loud, maybe we found love, right?
All right. Pull that right up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen an awesome, I'm telling them, awesome presentation. Where the men
It went both ways.
where the men displayed the ladies have a kind of magnet thing where attract the woman, then we just put them into action. You know, I just say it. You can't blame me for that. You know, but we have just seen the gentleman present, you know, his presentation. But we're gonna just hold back about 5. We just give 5 seconds, you know, because we bias. we're going to give Lady Clark a chance to respond. She only have 5 seconds to undo what we did in 10 minutes. You know? Let's see. So, anything you want to do, you know, anything you want to do, we'll leave it up to you. Yeah. So we're gonna anything you want to do, Lady Clark.
Oh boy. I love you.
I love you.
Oh my gosh. You've given me love so steady. It touches my heart. Now I'm ready.
Pull up.
Touches my soul and my spirit. He's giving me love. Love me so steady.
Thank you. She won. She won. You won. You won.
See that?
I feel around that.
The power of a man. The power of a man. You know, the power of a man.
Right.
The power of a man. That's the kind of thing we ignore. But you know, we can't move without request a second one. People may feel like say encore. So we're gonna say encore. If we don't feel like we must go encore, and if you tap it in the chat. You know?
Just say you've been giving me love so steady. You in there steady.
Yeah, encore, people. Power of a man. The ladies sing like angel and nightingale in a one. Come true.
Ready?
Touch.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
We have something special for you guys right now. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Robdon show. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Robdon show. Well, I want now survives and niceness, you know. Welcome everybody.
Welcome to the Robdon show.
Want to big up on yourself. We are happy to see you here. Big up. I'll let it one day. Let it on.
No, you have to send with the one day.
Record it and send it to us.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Well, I'm not telling you anything up tonight. All right, guys. So welcome again. If you're just joining us, you're joining us on Pillow Talk. And of course, you know the first part, we have to have a little fun and enjoyment. So I'll get into the business. We like to fuss in a people business. So once we have a new couple on screen, we want to know which part they meet, when they meet, how they meet, what it go and make them meet, what it capture the eye, who they look home. I don't know me already. But always say the woman them always make the first move. So
Right.
So let's delve further into the discussion tonight. Listen, it's going to be her side, his side, and the truth. And we get tonight to sit down and decipher from both of them story where the truth come from. We know, although they both have the same experience, there's always two different recollection, and some part always get lost. But as we listen tonight, we are going to hear and we'll be able to make a conscious judgment. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to meet the steady show Clark. And we want to find out how Let me throw this one out. So, talk to us about meeting. Where did you guys meet? How did you guys meet?
And who pursued who?
Who
All right.
pursued who?
All right, great question. Just before I jump in and I answer, I just want to say you guys are doing an awesome job. We really enjoy your show. We appreciate the welcome. We've been watching
Thank
you guys'
you.
shows and we love it.
We do.
Second of all, I got to say, Gregory and Cindy, Greg and Cindy, enough respect. You understand me? These are the guys why we are here right now. They really call us out of retirement to come back into the spotlight.
They did. They
With the
did.
commendations and so on, and the connection has just been so awesome. So we just have to acknowledge them right at this juncture. But how we met? Well, for most of my life, I've been a good dude and went through a rough situation. And then I decided that it was time to go play the field. So this was somewhere in my 30s, and I played the field a little bit. And I got to a place where I say, you know what, this was never my thing. And I prayed to God and I told God, I think I'm really ready to find somebody. And that prayer was answered. So when I was on the last lap now of the journey, I was this Friday evening, I was actually slated to go out with somebody, nothing serious, and I went to this supermarket, and I went into the supermarket, and the first thing I can recall is the moment I saw her. I remember the first thing was a mutual smile. That's what I remember. Right? So I used to have this saying whenever I meet beautiful women, I usually say, you can't try to be with everybody that you see. So I used to have a saying that says, even though a girl look good sometime and I don't feel that connection, I always say, I think I might spare one and give a brother a fair one. That's what I always say. It's not original. It's not an original line, but I usually use the line. Well, when I saw this young lady, it was never the same thing. You understand me? And so we're in the supermarket. I remember that smile, and we did say hi. I saw that she was kind of moving around. So I move around too, but the connection is still did a register in my heart, You understand? That's the connection. So came back another side of the supermarket, I see me glimpse again. Me a shopping about me a watch her. You understand me? The last third time now, me I take a look. I see that me see. I move up towards the cashier, so she ready for cut before me. So my first line to her was this. And I was sincere about it. I said, since I can't stop looking at you, I might as well ask you for your pin. That are from BBM days. You understand the way I said to you? That was 10 years and change ago. I say, since I can't stop looking at you, I might as well ask you for your pin. As you know, Robdon, you didn't know so the connection there already. So she gave me the pin. You understand me? She gave me the pin, man. But here the hard part right now. She gave me the pin now. Was it the same? I think this was a Friday night. She was on her way to a wedding somewhere in Chilani. So the supermarket was the one right across from Bay West. And so she gave me the pin. And when she gave me, I can't, it never ended with the pin. She gave me the pin, right? She hurried her way out of the supermarket. When she hurried her way out of the supermarket, or however she got out, by the time I'm supposed to come out now, here she is standing across the road with a box in her hand that looked like a box of flowers. So I proceeded across the road, and without a single word, I took the box of flowers from her and I asked her where she was headed. She told me Trelawney. I wasn't driving at the time, but taxi stand it close by. And I stood there with her with the box of flowers in my hand, and taxi came, and I saw you go taxi came, and she went inside, give her a little box. You understand me? And she was off to her event. But I think it was the same Friday evening now. Me ping her, I mean, you know, from her. I think on the Friday evening or the Saturday morning, but it was pretty soon after. You know, you're a thing from her. So me, I'm feeling so. I said, hold on, we meet the girl, and she look like she, you know, she rate me. And then, you understand me, she not respond. And me say, I'm not hearing this. I don't know if you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So the Sunday evening, now, I was at home and I saw one high came in. Robdon.
Yeah.
I tell you, just like how you see me, I smile right now. I say, I hope you say smile, reach.
Yeah.
You reach at me. It was the happiest high I've ever gotten. I've never used that line before.
No.
Yeah. It was the happiest. And I start text and talk. Well, that one conversation, that first real conversation, it ended up, it went over the span about 5 hours. I told her who I was. I told her my life story with details that, you know, really tell a girl where you're trying to impress her. But there was just something very authentic about this girl. And I wanted to, because one thing about me, I'm a tell it like it is kind of person. And so we had a conversation. That evening we end up singing, talking about our poetry and talk about that very evening, you know, so 6 months after, my sister was slated to get married in Jamaica. And in that first conversation, I said to her, I said, my sister is getting married in June, and I want you to be there with me. So that was a real connection. 10 years after, Shiaya, right side of me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you at all.
All me the over here just I say yes. Sir. Beautiful story. Chano. Listen up, people. You see when you make a meat and the meat connect and you have the fruit to show, it bring you smile. You're the man same smile from ear to ear. Well, we're going to pull in a little, you know. We're going to come back to you, Sir Steady. But I'm going to pull in and talk to Lady Clark a little bit because I want to know what Lady Clark do to you that hypnotize you in that moment. That why you couldn't resist the urge to request the pin and to continue the connection. We want to know because we have some single ladies on this platform now, and maybe they need to know what they need to do. For hypnotize somebody even in the supermarket.
I know, right? Well, for me, I want to believe that I looked good enough. I want to believe that I looked good enough. But for me,
right? No. I'm coming back to Steady right there, you know. Steady, I'm coming back to you. But I'll let her talk now.
Right. But in that moment there wasn't anything I was doing really to entice him or impress him. I was really hoping that he would just give me a smile and move on because I had so many things to do and I was just moving. I didn't only have flowers. I had flowers, I had cake, I had grocery, I had a lot of things going on in that moment. So I mean, I don't know. Probably it's just me offering service. I still do it to this day. It's who I am.
Right.
So I don't know.
Wow. So why were you so interested in getting a smile from a random stranger?
I really wasn't. I really wasn't, but I was that girl who smiled with everyone. I still do.
Right.
Yes.
Pleasant.
So, but he was handsome. He was
Yeah.
handsome. So I wasn't hurt by his smile at all. I was just hoping that it would be just that one smile. But when I went to the next aisle, then he showed up. And when I went to the cashier, he was there again. And then I went across the street, he was there again.
So did
And
you,
I wasn't hurt by his handsomeness.
so did you smile every time you saw him?
Well, I don't know. He'd probably have to tell you that one.
That smile.
I probably
So
was.
yeah. So Lady
Vibes,
Clark
vibes
said,
are there. Vibes are there, man.
But
"Vibes,
and
Yeah.
to be fair, I did go home like after the wedding and everything. This was Friday. We met Friday. This was Saturday. I think I told a girlfriend of mine, I say, I did meet someone who's interesting. Because the way he was really just suave about everything he did. He just lifted everything from my hands, escorted me to the car, said absolutely nothing, and just seated me in the car and just gave them back to me, and that was it. He didn't say a word in all this. The only thing he did was ask me for my pen, and I gave it to him. That was it. There was no other verbal exchange.
Mhm. Ladies, on say off detect good man. Acts of service. Selfless service, not service trying to, to get something in the moment, but service that is making a down payment and a long-term plan.
I love it. I love it.
Lay away.
Lay away a plan, and someone who is patient, because that was certainly high level of patience and of course temperance, because sometimes you see a woman in the moment, in the moment you might be excited about just moving right away and just expressing your intentions. But I want to believe that sir was expressing some level of patience because it needed to speak well of who he was, and that is what he did well. So yeah, ladies, we can learn some. Ladies, you can learn something by learning to smile more often.
You were
Sometimes a smile is what finds its way to the heart of
True,
that
true,
special one. Yeah.
true.
And those of you who are married, don't be afraid to smile. They must turn around and yeah. Because you get to attract all over again and you get to keep. And I guess I'm going to try and engage in more acts of service.
Yes, sir.
Now they keep them listening.
Praise the Lord.
Oh my God.
But important, because in this little discussion here, we're learning two things that is important to man and of course woman. Women always need that act of service that that's how you communicate that your presence is there, and that's how you stand out. And I want to challenge the man them on here now. We're gonna keep on stand out. Remember, quality customer service is what we're talking about tonight, and that's one way to deliver excellent service. But every man love a smiling woman, not like the screw face business. Sometimes you have pleasant of the thing, and smile. Yeah. Smile a while and give your face a rest, my girl. Yeah.
Sure.
Service. So we'll go back to steady because we know say, man about we, man. We design for observing. We just think something special about us. I think God did design man to be soldiers, natural fighters. In fact, man. I just think we are the hunters from beginning. I hunter have to observe from a distance, them recognize what they want, and they're able to set the target in motion and to pursue. So steady. Talk to me a little bit about what you saw, man. And you know what? I'm going to challenge you because I'm going to tell you to turn to Lady Clark. I just going to talk while you talk. You talk to her like you talk while you talk to us, and tell us what you saw. Yeah.
Well, You know, I'm a lover of locks already.
Yeah.
So when I saw her, you're here. I love that, right? You look little and look neat, and you understand me. Look cute and everything. Just a nice presentation
Thank you.
had a nice aura about you. And as you know, I read energy pretty well. So it was a good read because to this day, you're pretty much still that kind of person or that person to me. You know what I mean? So I that did go on.
Thank you.
I that go on.
Listener, he deserves a hug. I don't think it's easy if he just get up and talk in a public just so he
Get more than see
She has a little look in her eyes, a twinkle. I like that.
So you saw that old thing over again.
Yeah, the twinkle is
Something
there.
good is happening tonight. All right. So you went on to BB Pin, and how did what was that first link up again? What was that like? Who made that initiation, and how did that go?
If you never asked that question, I would have never thought about this very important part of it. After that initial conversation, like I said before, I was still coming out of a space where, I was fooling around. Never had anybody serious or anything like that. But I said from that conversation, I knew there was something special about her. And I made a commitment. So this was December 28th. This was the date. We end up getting married on the very same day that on the same date or day or whatever, that we got married. But I made a decision. So this was December 28th, and Valentine's, of course, is February 14th. And I decided I never wanted to see her because I know she's serious about our church, very active and everything. And I say I want to spend some time to get to know her, talk to her, get to know her, because I didn't want to use my charms and all the games that I have out there, because I know she liked me, right? And when I spoke to her, so this was the 29th that we spoke, the Sunday. This was the 30th. Met you Friday 28th. So this was a Sunday the 30th.
Right.
I never saw her again until Valentine's Day.
The next year.
Yeah, I never saw her again. I decided not to see her again and that's because I'm a very intentional person, and that's why I think that's what really brought us together at the end of the day. Like, I've never been so intentional about somebody, so I made sure that I didn't get in my own way. You get what I'm saying? And you know what I did? So she's a teacher, right? So she's having this school event because she looks small, but she's very active, and she's not that young, but she's very, very young. Okay, let's just put it right. Let's make that clear, right? So, but she was having a school event, and at the school event, I showed up with flowers and chocolate for her on that day. Yeah, and I think that's where I really seal the deal.
Yeah.
She loved it. I knew what I wanted, man, and I put in the work. Like how Bolt know when it want and then put up the 10 million and then do it. But I'm glad say same thing never happened to me. You understand me? I'm put in the investment.
You're not losing.
You understand? I'm gonna lose it. So yeah, we get the return.
Okay.
I'm not hearing it.
And nobody can sell out your share.
Nobody can.
Not a soul.
It's your one secure.
Yeah, man,
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, man. When me hear this, man, I just one thing come to mind, and listen, man. Sure. Steady, just appreciate my wife over again.
Yeah, man. What's up for that?
I told all others goodbye. When I found you, I saw my fears fly away. When I found you, I found love. I know
It's getting hot up in here, people. It's all about finding love and being appreciated, finding someone who values you, finding someone who recognizes the worth. Like,
You see that? Yeah, I'm still nobody falling in love again.
yeah, look here, we'll play it again. See how like people and what they about. Look here, man. If you listen, just get the hug. You have to give spouse a hug. This is a breaking chance, guys. Tonight. Listen, but that's. Pastor will keep himself quiet.
No, read this.
Hold on. I'm hugging my pillow. Look here. I don't know what. You know, I'm going to yield to the temptation and play the song to the end. Yeah, man. Some people need to hug them pillow for true. All the way out. No, I mean, as I listen, I know that, I'm very serious about my emotions, though persons. I'm laughing, but I'm very serious.
So hold on. The fake connection come out.
No,
That's same time since me released the book.
No, it's serious because I think some things were really highlighted, and I also want to go back over them because things like this, I know I need to emphasize. Study says he noticed that she was Christian, she was in her church. He said he intentionally. He said, don't tell me that persons can't respect you, respect your standard, your expectation. When someone really loves, cares, values you, they will go above and beyond. You see, someone who's not willing to be selfless and consider your worth, whatever that expectations are, is a bad fit. And so I'm just digging that up. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let the clock him need another hug. No, that's too like. Then the man show up at a special event at school at that. No, sir.
Everybody.
Rose in her hand. May I try imagine the reaction of all those children. and all that members of staff and all of that. It's absolutely beautiful, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. Listen, men. Those of us who are married, we have to step it up. We're gonna step it up again. We need to create those kind of positive energy and keep them obvious. You know what I mean? This is just memory. We feel so good. Then suppose we do it more often and let it happen in the now. So this is really beautiful. I would say look like we need to end early. We're not in early tonight, so that drive me out. So we're gonna continue to engage in the discussion. So well, I'm gonna go back to asking Lady Clark about her reaction during that moment, because I don't know. It would be better if you would tell us how you felt and express that kind of emotion and what was that energy saying for you, Yeah.
Well, I guess for anybody to understand how I was feeling, I have to go back to the time when we just weren't seeing each other. And so from December 28th until February 14th, with all the reasons he mentioned that we stayed apart, I was also fasting. So that was a big thing. That January fast that everybody do, it's not a thing. It's a trend. Mm-hmm. So I was doing that. I was on a whole month and I was on, I think I was doing liquids only. And so I was skinny, but I got even skinnier. I was a little conscious about that. And so that was also a part of it. But in my fasting list, I had written down, and some people have a smile, some people have a smirk when I say this. Like I have a nice little list of things that I wanted. A God man was on the list. halfway between a bad man and a man in church. And so a God man was on the list. And a lot of other things were on the list that I'll probably not mention. And then when he came around, well, I had already found him, right? Because it was December and fasting was all of January. So he basically just took care of most of those things on that list. I think I had about 4 things that I was fasting and praying for. And he just, but with his presence and everything he had already accomplished in his life, he checked off 3 of those things. So I knew I had one, but I still fasted and I still prayed. And so February 14, when he showed up, we were throwing an event, and I mean, it was massive. I think my girlfriend in the chat, she was there with me during that event too. I think so, I'm not sure. So when he came, I think he had somebody deliver them first before he showed up to the venue.
Something like that.
Yeah, he had somebody deliver them first. So, and it was a surprise. I didn't know before. And so when that came, my heart just melted. I was completely, absolutely in love. I had known that from before. We saw each other again. And then when he showed up, the what I did, and if you remember this, because I remember exactly where we were. Yes, I remember. Yes, the hug. I remember exactly where we were, and he came and he sat, and I just, I went and I stood between his legs and I hugged him. We hugged each other, and we stayed there for a long time. It was minutes. And we kissed. And then I told him, "Nah, we're not done yet. Come."
At the school event.
and he said, if I can embarrass you a little bit, he said, "No, we have to. This has to end right now. It has to end." And I'm like, "But you owe me though." And so for a long time, I kept saying, "You owe me. That case wasn't finished." So yeah, he tried to make up for that.
I was being a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? It was the school grounds.
So, yeah, but me believe in a justice. So,
me too.
So since Lady Clark have been saying you are for a long while, are you coming at my midst? You have to be judge, jury, and prosecutor. You have to finish that. You have to finish that. You have to finish. That one I need finishing. We have a second one tonight.
To be fair, Rev.
Yeah.
To be fair, I have received justice. Yeah.
You know me really did I look finger that one.
Me know, but I'm already.
Oh,
good already. Yeah.
Me shy no. So
yeah, she's shy.
Me can't.
You've accomplished a lot with her. Great job.
Oh my God. Hold on, who's shy? Is you or Lady Clark?
She's shy.
Me shy.
She's shy.
Oh, Lady Clark shy. Oh, cool. All right. I'm not shy. Are you that it? Are you war? Yeah, she don't know. Me not tell her to do nothing. It's when the clock. I said, don't apologize for him. Hold on.
No, make an excuse for him.
No,
make him do it. No.
Yeah, man. He might forgive one.
It wasn't a loud one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I hope the kiss
not that one. Remember everyone.
It wasn't a loud one.
Yeah, them are people that want to repair the law.
Yeah, the kiss low one.
Yeah, man, if I'm you have to pay down something, man.
Him pay it up, man, and get interest.
We can do a quick one.
Yeah, man. Sure. If I'm funny. Oh, God. Yeah, right there.
She always says she think the kiss too loud, so she don't like kissing the public.
That's why
He's a loud kisser.
Yeah, but need some sound to come out like kiss.
Yeah, you mean?
Silent business.
You must feel like something happened.
Yeah.
Up. Bop.
Yeah.
Bop.
Oh.
Hey, Gregory, tell me how steady I go on, you know, because steady I run the thing right now. But that's wonderful. So, yes, now you know you absolutely fall in love. So when did you both decide to know this is it? But we just have to just go right ahead. No backing out. When was this decision made? I will make it, by the way. I want to make it.
I think them started from the beginning.
I think, yeah. As I said before, I believe in thoughts, words, and actions lining up with one another. So, was it around that time I explicitly asked her if she would be my girl? Because I wanted to make it clear somebody did want her. You understand me? And in asking her, she said, yes, she will be my girl. You understand me? So that's how we seal that up. And that answers the question, right?
Yeah.
If you want any detail you want, you can ask. But I just answering the question as you ask it, you know.
And I think it was from the first conversation, so like it didn't take a long time.
I think it was. I think it was that day with the
Okay.
Valentine's thing.
Ooh, that was a seal.
That's what I recall. I could be wrong. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Different recollection.
Yeah, different.
So now you're tied up and you decide marriage is going to come into play. So talk to me about the marriage part, because we know, you know, most women, especially the Western culture, like that little bit of screaming moment. And me like dig and find out how that screaming moment. And if you're one startup so in a school and start up with them, yeah, start with them great acts of service there. I am curious to hear what went down and how did this one execute. Yeah.
I think this is supposed to be the proposal now, right? All right. So here's how it goes. Met her, I'm in Montego Bay for a while. A year and change ran off. I got a job in Kingston, and I would have stayed in Kingston for the next 5.5 years, to be honest. So during this time, she was staying at, you know, my property, and that was how that was playing out for a while. So I used to get weekend visits and so on. You understand me? And I had some issues that I needed to deal with before we could actually jump into the marriage situation. So that went on for a while. So the proposal came, yeah. But how that one went down now was she come visit. Was this during the summer now? I think this was during the summertime or whatever.
This is September.
This was September, yeah. She came to visit, and I think she's now supposed to go back to school and all of that good stuff. So what did I do now? I had my plans. I went and secured the ring and whatever. So here's how this one went down. I drove to Sovereign Center. You know, there's a cinema there. Spoke to a couple people. I think the movie was Fast 6, was it?
Yeah.
It was Fast 6, and she is a lover of the Fast series.
I am.
You get what I'm saying? So when we did that, you get what I'm saying? I said, all right, during intermission, I would really appreciate if you guys allow me to propose to. And I talked to them nice and all of that. So movie time came and I did it with her. But she's very smart, you know. She quick. So she know me up to something because she used to me already. She always can predict how me move already. You know what I mean? So a lot of times I had to learn to fix that with time just so I can give her surprises and all of that.
She's good now.
She knows me up to something because I move away. But you know, yeah, run plan and yeah, tell her look foolishness in her ears because you have a plan. And she cannot know about this. So, anyways, they even came and brought her to the movie, and intermission came and said, man, them came and them set up the mic and all of that and gave me my cue and went up there. And the people in big cinema, big screen, they stand up in front of. You understand me? Of course, no moving not going because they run me at the time, you know what I mean? And I went down on my knees and I said to her, you know, it's been a long time coming. And me tell her some nice words. You understand me? And I asked her, I said, will you marry me?
And I
So
said yes.
she started the yes, and I think if I recall, I think she started balling all them something there, but
Well, understand. No, it's because we never privileged for that, you know. We have to make sure we get everything, you know. So, you know, you get to do it again and just ask her again to remain this time, I know, to be a wife, I remain as your wife. So, yeah. So why look at your lovely wife and just talk to her? And now you have even more reasons to tell her. And now you have lyrics.
Yeah, man, I can't give her. So, my lyrics are often, you know, but I'll try again. My wife, they fall easily for lyrics to that, so she stayed, but I'm gonna try. So, you know, it's been a long time coming, and you know, since I met you, I pretty much fell in love with you from the very get-go. And as a result of that, I want you to be that person that when I wake up in the mornings, you're that person that I see. I trust you, I respect you, I love you. Yeah, I get wife emotional, you know. And as a result of that, will you continue to be my wife?
I will.
Thank you. I promise to stick by you too. I hope that's what you asked for, because I don't think me here.
Yeah, you know if you follow instruction, man. But
all right. Look at the A.
But voice change.
Yeah, but I think every now and then us gentlemen need to, you know, them say the same thing when you do at the beginning to get her or to win her heart is something that we should practice doing over again. I think that every now and then in the union, if that was something that made her cry, something she found special, there's no rule to not do it again. You know, and so every now and then we men must create little moments of proposing again, you know, and just reminding them, say, even though it's like how you even a cook, you know, wanna they call my belly full, my girl. Just want you for me and as my wife, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And stay right here. Yeah, man. So we love what going. So I guess what I want to ask now is, you know, marriage, we know say wedding day is set. Normally, you know, something always go wrong for wedding day. It's always common. Something always go wrong, something get left. Somebody not turn up, somebody with the wrong boat. You know, somebody, you know, something. So in your experience in marriage, was there any such thing in your wedding? The wedding.
Honestly, one thing, to be honest with you, no. Yes.
What?
You say we almost forgot this.
What?
So here's what happened now. See? So my wife is a planner, and she has a older sister and some girlfriends, and they really work. We still have the same team around us. They as I said, she's a worker. I don't know if I said it before, and she's the kind of person that's going to make sure that every detail of everything it goes well. But just want to know, say, enough things gonna go on for we get to what the goal. You understand me? We get married. So they took care of that. But she bought me this nice pair of shoes, you know. Everybody made a deal out of it. And of course, you know, so she now go show up early. Robdon. Now I'm standing on some steps where we got married. So it was a long time. And I said, brother, the boot bun me, the boot bun me, you know. Me say the boot bun me, till me I sweat, you know. So that was a toughest thing that we experienced, that I experienced. But that was just my discomfort. But in terms of everything else was like we talk about this other persons. It was a small wedding too. It was about what 19 persons or so.
18.
18. So it was a small wedding, and we did our wedding very different. If nothing went wrong with the ceremony, then nothing really would have gone wrong with the reception because there was no reception. So what we did was we treated our guests because we got married at a hotel, yeah. So we treated our guests to a day pass at the same property there. So right after that, we had a little gift exchange. My wife is different when it comes on to that, so I never had to get involved in a lot of things. By the way, by the time we got married, she would have been living overseas for like a year. No, because J1, you know the J1 story go. You don't know it go already. You understand me? So she's here. I am in Kingston, so I hadn't seen her in a whole year or whatever. And again, when we were gonna get married again, I decided I was in Kingston and I never wanted to see her before the wedding day.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that.
So, you know me I say. But those are the nice details, and all of those were well executed. But you know, it was a journey for us. I was listening to you guys' show last night. That was an excellent show. I think that was a show.
That was great.
Because she's not feeling too well today, so she actually took the next room just to make sure. Say, you understand me?
I don't pass anything. I just
she
pass
pass
it now.
none. So you're not gonna pass it again. And I went in there and I say, you need to watch this show. I saw you guys' heart, and the journey is similar. So things are much better now, and we've done a lot of fancy stuff, but it's been a journey. But my wife is a worker, man, and that's what I saw in your wife. Because I don't know a story in a tell already. So I really could see a lot of similarities there. So not everything you can bring out to the public and tell the public your whole business and all of that stuff. But it's been a journey, and I can tell you from day one, this woman has been 10 toes down with me.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? And respect.
Awesome.
All right, that's her. I play with a new toy, But yeah, man, she's been 10 toes down with me since then, and it's just been. We had a lot of things to take care of, and as you know, the goal. It was just setting the goal, going out. You know this thing already. So our story reads very similar. You understand me? I did pretty well before I met her, and then catastrophe came. And when you really get to that place where you needed a wife, no? Yeah. That was what. And when she came, she was that person. So I straighten out my life because I talked to two girls at the time in a Robdon. And I told her in the first conversation, I talked to two girls, I'm not serious about them. They also knew because I was just living my truth at that time. You get what I'm saying? And when I saw how solid she was, I said to myself, I'm not gonna make sure ask me about none of them though. Yes. And I talk to two of them, and I said, listen, I met her, you understand me? I'm love her, and this is not gonna work. And after everybody end up being okay after that, it never became a matter of animosity. Never look back. Like I said before, I was at a place in my life where is either I'm gonna find one proper woman, you understand me? Or but probably just go get caught living a life that wasn't true to who I was at heart. You get what I'm saying? So you understand how it goes. Yeah.
What advice, I'm curious, you have for a young man who is listening to you now? He's probably playing around. Maybe have two girls on the side that go and chill. Yeah, and perhaps not even taking someone who is expressing real interest and who is serious about the relation. What advice would you give to such a young man? You know?
That I anytime you want to talk on that on another show, I'm ready because I can tell you, Rev Robdon in this case, you understand me?
Yeah.
I see a lot of, I know I've met a lot of ladies, and may I tell you, a wife, them brother. Some ladies are built like wives. Some ladies are wives waiting. And I've had this conversation with brethren who I deal with already, or people I don't know well. I mean, I say, you see, when you see a wife, you understand me, and a woman that you know says she has the makings of the person who can really complete you and go to the next level with you.
Yeah.
Don't waste her time and don't waste your time. Don't be out here playing games and enjoying everything in the candy store. You get what I'm saying? When you see another woman like that, don't frustrate her and lose her because you may never get that again. When you see a wife in a real girl, I made a quote out of it some time ago. I said, when a man sees and know what he wants, he will know what he needs to straighten out in his life so that him can make room for her. But I still feel like you have a lot of brothers out there who they know they have a good woman, but they are distracted. I mean, I like it because I mean, I like physical good woman.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
You understand me?
Yeah.
I respect. I'm a love good woman. And when I see one, I know them. You understand me? So people are, but if I no confusion, no, there is no looking back, no hesitation. I think I saw somebody ask if I ever regret getting married.
I think it was
married.
I think it was to both.
Yeah, but I was letting you run the show, so I never wanted to just jump into the
No man, you can't, man, they can drop the audience knows our reason right open the man.
Listen, the marriage isn't real unless you feel at some point or you question yourself if you didn't make the right decision. But there is some man. This is me just talking straight now. You understand me? I don't know if I've ever regretted getting married, but I can tell you, because I was stubborn. I don't know if you know that we're two Taurus. You understand me? Birthdays 8 days apart. I was stubborn, and we've gone through those stages where, you know, we butt heads and whatever. But my wife is the only woman I've never been able to really go for any period. We've never gone through any breakup, no separation period, no whatever. We find a way. Cause I love her differently, you know, Robdon. Yeah, man, she different. When my wife, my wife is silent. Hold on, this way my wife is silent, Robdon. Robdon, it's when my wife gets silent, brother. Me make sure so me get back in line because you know love separation. I mean, I tell you, I can ignore. You understand me? But when she get to that place there where my wife and I really somebody who argue and build up unnecessary argument and all that. So me know so sometimes I get on her nerves. You understand me? But how me know say the real thing this is that no matter what it's been, the commitment did it. We structure the thing in such a way that we don't have to talk to one another. We're going to take care of one another. That's so we run. So that wasn't really a part of the show, but I just wanted to address
that's important, man.
No regrets, man. You know when you're supposed to marry and you know who you're supposed to marry to. And if you know how to put your ego aside, you're going to stay in it. Because the good far outweighs the bad. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but you know, I've always said steady that that I tell persons that there's something I say Obviously, it's not love that keeps a marriage. There's several people who are divorced, they're separated, and I'm still madly in love with each other. From my experience or practice, I feel like we get up daily and we make a decision to love our spouses, to honor them, to be respectful. That's exactly what you just said. We make a decision to listen. We're going to settle this. We're going to move forward. You know, I'm angry, but here I need to deal with my ego so that I can move forward. The other thing I think that is very important to making marriage work is this thing about knowledge about the person. You know, I was reading my life story because I'm writing a book, and I was reading to my wife, and in it I managed to expose some truth to her. You know what I mean? About a time, you know, I remember I went to her father and I said, look here, man, I can't take it no more, man. This woman miserable bad. I can't please her. I don't know what to do. I said, the woman does miserable some. And sometimes that's how we can be one-sided and we see things through our own lenses and how we understand, comprehend things. That was me. And she was no doubt very annoyed by me and my madness what me have gone with. But that's how it is. And I remember in that moment, my father, someone you'll hear me speak about in those videos, Mr. Brown, my father, Mr. Brown.
You want me to drop off and near me?
Yeah, man, a real man, that man, real big man. Man said to me, said, listen to me. Man laugh at me, you know, man. You can't imagine me expect the man to be upset and mad, so me I tell him to take back in. And the man laugh after me, you know, with a whole bit of humor, you know, like me mad, you know. The man said, listen to me. How do you think? It just wake up this morning. I've been married for so much years now, and I just learned something about Mrs. Brown. Hey, how long you married?
Good one. Good one.
I like that.
Listen, you think you could know her? How old is she? You and I just been together this amount of years and expect to know her whole lifetime? No, man. You need to go and sit down and learn. And this was serious for me. Try and uncover what her likes are. If you know the likes, you do more of it. You know her dislikes, do less of it. But whatever you do, I have placed her into your hands for you to take care of, to honor, and to cherish. And that is the only report I want back. And so I'm just saying this out here that you know, we get up every day and we do make that decision to love, to take care of each other. And that's why we have circles like that. I think that's where our inspiration came from when we initially started about relationships. Because, you know, I set of persons that I may not have had a lot of experience like a lot of other persons, but for me, when I joined, when I got married, I came from a church background. The only thing we know to do is run up and down, speak in tongues and jump. And when you ask the elders around you what makes marriage work, them say, to God be the glory. So, you know, all me a shout to God be the glory and I shout praises. The lady still miserable. And that thing's still not working out. So there are some things we needed to address, which involves things with me too, and you know, how I was behaving and kind of. And that's why I believe that we need to be practical, we need to be simple, we need to be realistic, we need to share with people, you know, practical stories of how other people are actually overcoming, how people are navigating through their marriages. And you know, so when you shared your truth there about getting up and there and saying that there's none of us who ever get up one day and a question when they're ready to get married. We all do at some point of the journey, especially when the struggle is on. But there's a commitment that we need to make to each other. And that's why I looked at the vow extensively. The vow that a lot of persons are afraid of. We're not saying that we're with our spouse, you know, so that they can become worse or we can become worse. But it is implying that we're going to protect, we're going to shield each other Always. Any worst that is coming must be something external to us, but not us trying to create the worst within us, you know? And that's why we get up and be positive with each other and make proper and solid and sound decisions. Miss me, I get so amen and I chat, so I look like me, I make
Sense.
Yes.
Perfect.
me, I make sense.
Max.
Yeah, we have to stop speak in our tongues and tell people to speak in our tongues to solve the problems. Fasting is very much important, you know, to your personal devotion and, of course, you know, some level of relationship that you create with you and your maker. But we also have to understand that there are some practical needs that a woman have that God is not coming down to fix for you. You know, no matter how you fast, you know, you need to get up and go do what you need to do. And so these are the things we encourage persons to actually do and keep going. So, you know, I love the discussion. So that just reminds me that we need to quickly go into talk quickly about you know, the goals in marriage. And by virtue of goals, we're just talking about you know, just the experience, the aim, the targets that spouses set together. There's a scripture that Christians love to quote, and I keep saying Christians. we love to quote. But and of course, marriage is the idea of God. So of course, we're going to be quoting the scriptures, of course. And it's about a man leaving, cleaving, and becoming one flesh. And I think I seem to hear in that, you know, we're no longer just, you know, two individuals pursuing two individual thing or individual going in different directions. But, you know, even if we have our own personal ambitions, there's something that we must be doing as a couple, as, you know, as a couple. There's a goal where whether we're honoring each other, whether we are, you know, we're pursuing individual goals, that's necessary within the union. And so relationship goals sets a target for every relationship to look forward to and lays the foundation of a stronger and, I believe, a healthier bond. So the first thing I want to ask the lovely couple on here is, first, do you believe that setting goals as a couple are important? Because, you know, and I'll give you a quick background to this. I was dealing with this couple, and as I listened to them talking, they had little that they planned with each other, little things that they were doing as a couple itself. You know, I have my own targets, I have my own thing I'm working towards, and you have your thing that you're working towards. And we're not saying that person should surrender their individuality. We're two different individuals, and we still have some dreams that we have. But I think the working together for me, you know, is what, you know, strengthens the bond, the union, you know. So let me ask, do you think setting you know, goals in a marriage are important? And give us some reasons, tell us why.
Yeah, man, setting goals is very important. I believe that goal setting is an important brick in the structure of marriage, you know. I was kind of playing with it in my head to just say, what does this represent for me? I'm a goal-oriented person, and everything that you want in life that you don't have, it's really a goal. You get what I'm saying? And so I don't know about anybody else, but I didn't come from a place of privilege where I had anything laid down for me and anything like that. So I had to find and figure out ways to achieve what I want. So I think it's important that as a couple, you have goals. I won't talk too much because my wife and I really never shared notes on this one. So I just said that one off the top of my head, and I'll allow her to give her own answer as to what she think about this one.
Yeah, of course, my answer is going to be the same. Whether you're setting individual goals are important. Can't discount that, because we have to know who we are and what we want as individuals. but couple goals are more important. And that is because if you plan to stay together, you have to plan together. And it's about, okay, what do I want to achieve ultimately? What does Sheldon want to achieve? The steady boss himself want to achieve ultimately for himself? And what do we want to achieve together as a couple? Where do we want to live? What do we want to own? What will our investments be? And so we have to break it down, because if we want to live a certain lifestyle, if we want to live in a certain place, if we want to own certain things, and if we want to have this kind of independence, and my husband loves to travel, so he wants to ensure to have that, then we have to be deliberate about all of that. And so one of the things that some couples do, we don't do it, because I just write down everything, and he's the visionary, so he sees everything down the road. So I listen and document. He says, and I listen, and I write it down. And some couples, I know some couples set dates, a goal setting date, where they take time away from their kids and they just plan. We don't do it. We just do it on the rip. And January is our month where everything gets written down. My friends and I, they're in the chat. We meet together as friends, as wives, and we say, okay, this is what we're doing. So we have accountability partners there. But back to the couple. So we have to, what my goals are, what his goals are, and right in the middle, most importantly, the biggest column, probably doesn't have the longest list, but what we want to achieve. And then of course we break that down monthly. That's what we do. So if we're going to be strategic about it, we do it monthly. And it's for the year. We know the vision, because the steady boss outlines the vision, but I have the goals. So I have the tasks. So we break down the goals, the vision, and the goals. And you talked about this in your show last night. We broke down the vision into mission, just like you said. And the mission now becomes the goals. And every month has its own goals. So January, this is what we're going for. February, this is what we're going for. March, this is what we're going for. And it goes all the way down to December. If we have any brought forward from the year before, bring them over and put them at the relevant place. And we're very deliberate about our categories too. My friends and I are very deliberate about our categories too.
There's review the goals from time to time.
Yeah. They have to be reviewed.
Track progress and that kind of stuff.
They have to be tracked. All right. And I know I'm talking a lot, but this is what I love to do. So yeah, when we break it down now into the months, and we set the deadlines, because deadlines have to be set. So when we put the goal there and we say, okay, this is February, this is April, and then we also have categories, because your goals can be built on just, we want to be rich, or we want to be, we want to be independent. It's right now, what is the investment that we're going to do? This investment must be done. We must put something in it by April 2023. And so when we meet, my friends and I, at the end of the month, is, of course, because we're a couple, I can't divulge everything to my friends, but we still hold each other accountable, because I have them to hold me accountable. Did I accomplish this, or did we accomplish this? No, we're going to push it to May, because it needs to get done by that time. I could go on, but I'm going to stop. And then you ask me some more.
Well, at this point, it's no longer an interview. It's a conversation going forward, because you have laid out some solid points there. Yeah. I love the conversation part that is mentioned. I love the intentional thing about it, Daniel. And when we think about how fast-paced our lives are. Sometimes we seldom have the time to share details of our day, busy, everything that we have to actually do. But clearly we are seeing here that every relationship needs a time to connect. We need that time to communicate, to plan, and I love the point that she made.
Evaluate.
And look at what she said about deciding on that time outside of just usual talk, deliberate. She mentioned about people going on dates just for planning, but I mean, she might not go on the dates, but you can see that they're intentionally setting aside some point to sit together to discuss. I love the idea about the person laying out a vision, but the team, you know what I mean, building the goals. Because what people need to understand is that as we achieve these smaller goals, it is working to achieve the bigger vision. And that's one of the things I often say about the idea of marriage. You know, yes, we can have the individual goals, but I think that we set as a couple a vision. What do you say? What do you intend to achieve as a couple? Where do you intend to go? Where are you trying to go? And I believe this method actually works. I hear Gregory say you must adapt it. I think I'll get more detail with mine, you know. I'll get more detail. You know, man, yeah, man, we're going to have proper lunch date and sit down and plan. We don't want a disturbance. So you have to send with the people them. You know, and we're going to sit down over a glass of wine and reason. This is serious. And I'll just quickly add this, and then you can time in, Lady Clark, and just fill us up with the information. We are sit down and listen to you. We want to learn. We want to become better. That's why we are on the corner. I remember we just got married, and when everybody else would be doing other stuff on their honeymoon night, people would be pan bed, pan wall.
On floor against wall.
I sat there staring at my wife and with a book in her hand and a pen and a pencil. And we two little people, because we were nicknamed the two little people, and that was not a good name. That was just a name of how people saw us. Basically, we never look like we can make it. And we sat there and we wrote down things we hope to acquire, where we saw ourselves in 10 years. And I'll put this real testimony out there that everything that we set out to achieve in 10 years, we acquired double in 4 years. And they were little goals. So I just want to strengthen the idea that detailed planning, having a goal in mind and pursuing it and being open as a couple. Listen, man, we must understand a little bit of preaching there. I'm going to give me 2 seconds of preaching there. If God, who designed marriage, said to Adam, notice, you know, Adam did not become married because he was lonely. Difference. He was alone. Being lonely and alone are two different things. Lonely, you look affection. Alone, you need support. Listen what God said he gave to him, a helpmate. Helpmate is a supporter, somebody who is able to support the vision. Let me just help the man them on this platform who think woman weak. I want to correct that. The idea of describing woman as weak in the Bible is really just saying they are so delicate and, you know, they need to be cherished. Every now and then you need to hug them. Let them know that they are valuable. You know, thank you, honey. That's the idea Peter had about being cherished. But steady boss, if you have a bed for move, you want somebody weak and you have to move the bed. Would you call your 3-year-old to come and help you move a bed?
Not at all, Papa.
No. So that means if God said he made a helpmate out of a woman, she has to either be equally strong or stronger. I don't know what you think. That's what me think. She is equally competent or even more competent than you are. She knows exactly what to do. And so we must have the same idea we're going to marriage, to know that, listen, we are not competing. We're here to complete each other. And so as we set the goals, our individual goals must complement each other so that we can attain the overarching target. I think me say enough. Let's go back to Lady Clark so she can drop information on our skin.
And I love what you just said a while ago about supporting each other and the goals aligning, because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes we have to make a compromise on our individual goals just so the couple goal falls into place perfectly. And it doesn't mean giving up who you are. It just means, well, that doesn't align anymore, or the frequency with which you do that thing that you love probably has to be dialed down a little bit just for the couple goal to be accomplished. And so everything has to fall in line with the couple goal because the couple goal is primary. And I think one of the things too that we have to think about with goal setting is, do all of our do the goals that we're looking at, is it a comprehensive list of goals basically? So are they one-sided? Are they skewed towards just one thing? Or are we covering all the bases? Are we looking at the faith realm? Are we looking at finances? Of course, it's always finances. So that one always gets covered. But then we don't, the faith and the spiritual part of it. And fitness, we always have some really nice fitness ones starting out. Never always workouts, right? And sometimes our freedom in terms of our jobs, where we are, where we want to be, whether it's a promotion or just a different field altogether. So are we covering all the different facets of our lives and our goals? That's one thing to consider too, because we don't always do that. One of the things, Jenna, when we were talking about this, we discussed, and I love that you said it, was that when we have this vision and we have broken them down into these goals, we're on a mission to accomplish all these things. Then when we actually accomplish the little ones that bring us towards the vision, we have to stop and we have to celebrate them.
Celebrate the milestones, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I
Celebrate
love that.
those little wins.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I love what is going on tonight. Hallelujah.
It's all good. I like it.
Right now, I don't know if I must feel churchy or not. But of course, the information is looking right tonight, and I'm listening. Yeah, man, those are some serious points. I love the fact that we're being told to look at different categories, because sometimes we can be imbalanced. Too much focus on one thing and, leaving other things to neglect. It's almost like I wrote that quote today on here saying that you don't get to delegate your role as wife or mom. Mm-hmm. It can't be. You'll always have to excel at both. I think it's the same thing now, that all the different areas that are important to the union succeeding, they're important, and we must pay attention to them, and we don't get to delegate those. See, nobody can come and exercise for you, really, and that's nobody can come and and love your partner for you and make sure you spend time with your partner for you, unless you want to share your $10 million.
Right. And if I may say two things, pivoting off what you said just now.
Yeah.
One of the things that we have to decide on when the goals is who's doing what, because we have to play. I'm borrowing this one from him. We have to play to our strengths. So there are certain things I just will not be able to do, or I'm just not the better person to do. And it will definitely have to be him.
Always.
And some things will just have to be me because of that. And then another thing, we talk about vision this, vision that. But sometimes we don't know completely how to create one. And so if we just think about what makes us happy, and then we can start there, what will ultimately make us happy in this life. And if we can just write down those things that make us happy, we'll have a vision with that. And then from there, we can work our way down to the 1 month or the 1 week goal.
And in the middle of the goal too, we have bucket list things too.
Yeah,
she has her own bucket list.
Gotta have the bucket list.
I have my own, because you're living your life. You want to do what you feel is worthwhile. And again, I say you put it to a goal. I think when you're thinking about goal, there's one thing to keep in mind always, is that nobody has an unlimited amount of time to accomplish anything. And so you have to be very deliberate about what you want to accomplish, whether they're serious couple goals, individual goals, or whatever. I think all goals need to come to the table and everybody get supportive and everybody jump on. When it comes to goals, couple goals are all hands on deck situation. You get what I'm saying? So I have that to say as well as it relates to that. People
Wow.
must have things what them want to do and things
do
that
it.
they are working toward.
And
I mean, I don't know how many people in the chat have $10 million, but if most people, if them get that, I'm not trying to shade at my boy named Bolt, but it's a recent story. You get what I'm saying? But even when you get to certain places where you've accomplished a whole lot, you still have goals. You always have to have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So goal is continuous. It's a lifetime process. So
Last time.
right, and that's a very good point. Because I want people to
Let
know
me
that,
give you a line, Robdon. It just came to me. Gold don't stop until the casket drop. You understand me?
goals don't stop until it has it drop. Yeah, that sounds good. Yo, yeah. So this is very good. I think it's very important that we will look at those setting from top down. So it's annual, monthly, weekly, daily goals, because I think we have to live ourselves intention. I'm going to sound a little preachy again. Yeah, man. Little bit of preaching come out. Me a theologian. They have to sit with me, Pardon me. But in Psalms 90, I think 12, Moses said, "Teach me, Lord, to number my days." That word number, we have to read it in the Hebrew to understand. So number comes from the Hebrew word manna, M-A-N-N-A-H, which is different from M-A-N-A-N-N-A, which is food. And this simply means that he understood that every day is valuable, every minute count. And he wanted the Lord to help him to use every single moment worthwhile and useful. I think that all of us should approach our lives like that, knowing that it's not just 5 minutes you waste, it's not just 10 minutes you waste. It is time that was loaned to you, for you to use intentionally. And what could you have done with that 5 minutes? Just think about, and I'm not saying people shouldn't rest, because I'm going to say that's a part of the plan too. So you should be intentional about your rest time. You should be intentional about those downtime, vacation, if it is, whatever it is that brings you peace, that should be counted into your plan. So we're not trying to tell you that you must just become business oriented and neglect other aspects of your life. This is also important. I think people should plan for intimacy only. What do you think? Well, you are the right. Yeah, I think that is important. Yeah. I think that should factor into the plan too. You know what I mean? I know that we can be spontaneous and be creative, and that is always welcome. But it must be something important. If it's important to you, it's important to the union. And I think that that must be factored in. You know what I mean? To keep that going. So yeah, set them target there and decide. Greg will tell you, move from a state of boredom or boringness. Say where to go.
Boringness.
It's
Robdon face. Boredness and that name.
Something. Yeah. Move from a state of just casually engaging, and they do the same thing over and over. Put a plan to it, man. So today you did just go level 2. Tomorrow the goal is level 3. You know what I mean? Next week the goal is level 4. What do I need? So you have to be intentional about it. You have to well equip. So you have to think ahead. What do I need to help to create this kind of setting? So you can't wait for the day if you go try grab the wine, the wine have it in place, the table have it in place. You have to get the clearance from the budget person, how much you spend and operate. So that's something I think we need to also factor in as we go. Perhaps the only thing I'll say before I ask the lovely clerks to tidy up the conversation for us. I think that one of the things I think that is very important is that we should set aside a monthly activity. There should be something, whether it's monthly, weekly, daily. I don't know. There's something that you must do. I think undertaking assignments together as a couple is very important. And when I think I endorse Steady Boss, I think every activity is an opportunity to build intimacy. You know, my wife are the intimacy boss. So, you know, I have to talk a bit about it, you know. Yeah, everything, you know. So,
Steady boss.
so every activity that you engage in, you know, must, you know, yeah, you must count it as an important opportunity. You see that? Watch out about that. Yeah. Yeah. So you must approach everything that you do with your spouse and as an opportunity to know her, know in the case of a man, know him. In the case of a woman, I'm going to be very careful on the thing. But yeah, it's very important that we use all of those moments. So we all have 24 hours, people. I know that way. Sometimes you can't even breathe with the amount of things that you have to do in 24 hours. But if you put a plan to it, if you better arrange the activities that you do, if you intentionally set goals and aims for each activity, you can accomplish much more within the union. And that is all Robdon is saying. And he's going to hand it back over to Lady Clark to do the rest.
I just go and say one more thing before I kick it to the study boss. You said it already, and study boss said it already. Just be intentional, be purposeful. If you're setting a goal, write it down. It's very, very important to just write it down. Put a timeline to it. Break it down into smaller tasks. Know who is doing what and by when it should be done. Go back, check it. If it's not done, reset it. Come again, do it all over again. That's it. Just be very intentional about it. And you said it worked for you, and it has worked for us. By the grace of God, we've accomplished so much, and we are truly, truly grateful. But it did also take planning. Of course, you put your things in before God, because you not tell no lies. You put it before me, and He will work. Go before Him, go before, and He will work out everything else. And so that too, especially if you're a faith person, and if you're not, still write it down and still work at it. So yes. And I do a shout out after you're done to our people in the chat, because I see some people.
All right, good stuff. So you know, in the process of setting goals and pursuing goals, you have to expect stumbling blocks along the way. Things are going to come up, changes are going to come up.
Yeah.
You're going to be rerouted, like we're playing the other day.
Yes.
That's what I say. You're going to be rerouted. Things are come and throw you off track, detours along the way. But set worthy goals, man, so that even when the challenges come, just tell yourself that your goal is worthwhile. So therefore, you're gonna be unwavering in the process of the commitment towards your goal, and give it the best you can. You know what I'm saying? I know everything we set out to accomplish, we're going to necessarily accomplish all the time. Sometimes we're going to run into the stumbling blocks, and sometimes it might just be failures. But when that happens, you still have to take ownership for the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Take ownership for the outcome of what it is that you have that is out there. And I believe in the ownership thing too. As my wife said earlier, if you meet the timeline that you put on it and the deadlines pass, don't feel like a failure, because the higher, when you set the targets and you pursue them, even if there are things that you end up not accomplishing or you didn't get the outcome that you're quite looking for, you're still going to feel better. You're still going to feel motivated to continue to put in the work. And it's like women, they want something to look forward to in a bridge.
Sure do.
You understand me? I say they don't like no boredom or whatever. That's the reason why we're trying to tell you to go ahead and get this Robdon's book. We got it. My wife's been watching it, so it's a time for a little promotion. You understand me? If it is that your marriage that you need to soup up, you also have the Greg and Cindy show. Make sure that you subscribe as well. You understand? It's a goal, If I ever learn some new restaurant and location and some good vibes or whatever, when you have goals in life, do practical activities. So if you have a goal, say there are single people in the chat or whatever, look at these conversations and this show as a resource. You know you have a place to come where gems can drop. So you know, so when you meet somebody and as a lady, you can now start look at some of the things that you need to pay attention to because you learn it from the show. And when you buy the book, you're going to learn even more. You understand what I say? So just to put that promotion out there because we're on the show already. But just to say that you're going to stay motivated and you have things to look forward to. You get what I'm saying? So let me just throw in this little story because it's fun. So my wife seen the ball drop at Times Square. That was a bucket list event for her. So we're planning, and we ended up staying in Manhattan. We never know. The money did too much in a Robdon, but we decided say it's worth it because we know what we want and we had a limited time. We got to New York. Holy rain and fall in New York. And the first way I walk up and down on some of them fancy street there that my wife would can recall better than me or whatever. Even in the night, you understand me, them lock off all the Times Square. You understand me? Because we got there early in the day. We flew in the same day. And I don't want to stay long on this one. But just to say that I had a friend in New York and he was kind of giving me a game of places we could go and so on. And I remember he said it was his anniversary, so he couldn't come out. He called me like 10 o'clock in the night. That's why we are trying to run go Times Square now, or maybe even later. And it was like, oh, they even try to come most of the place block off and all of that stuff. And then he was in a location that was nice and so on. I hadn't seen this man in many years. As a matter of fact, he has my first and last name too. You understand me? Good person that we grew up with. And I can tell you, when he called me, I said it was rain, the train situation, you know, subway thing earlier. I don't fancy subway like we say, oh no, I seen them the part. I don't fancy tram and all that stuff there. And we take with train, I will go as close as we could get. We never saw the ball drop, you know.
No, we didn't.
But I knew in that moment that this is what we had planned for. You understand me? And the fact that we were in Times Square and we were in a like a section where a lot of people that make noise, some people are like us, I say, where's the ball? Where's the ball? And so on. But it still feel good. It still felt like we really got to witness, or she got to witness it drop because of the amount of effort that we invested in her just being there. You understand me? Maybe one day we will see it live, but it never happened. But we are still motivated and we still felt good about our trip because we knew it brought us there. At least that's a story that we can tell to. So set goals that fire you up and get you excited about the future, not just the present. You understand me?
And I'll say from all of that is sometimes you have a goal and sometimes somebody will come and they will offer you something just much more sophisticated, because I'm quite sure that what he was offering was just great. But I felt so good to hear my husband say, well, you know what, this is what the wife wants, this is on the bucket list, so we're going to check it off. And we just went ahead and we just did it. No regrets. So sometimes people will come with something that's even better, but stick to your goal. And it's okay to level up. It's okay to level up next time, but still accomplish your goal. That was the goal. Yeah.
Look here, now people that say a pure word. Me I get over here saying, man. I only hear a whisper in my ears and all this. Tell me all sorts of bucket list and all and something.
I love it.
You gotta get it.
Right, dog.
So we are here people, so them are extend bucket list and all them something here.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you. But I love it, you know, and that's what this show is about. We come and we listen to each other and we learn. You see, guys don't know, so we couldn't invite the Clarks one night. It can't be one night. It's not going to not see it. We just start getting to know each other. We're not even going on a topic in a depth, you know. So now I've got to keep watching so we can tell you when they might come back. Because we have to come back and reason about some more things. Yeah, we have more things to talk about. All right. So we have a whole lot more things to talk about. So let me just drop them link again. Let me if you check out that channel. It's called Steady Show.
Thank
Give
you.
them some love. Give them some love.
Thank you.
Nice people.
Thank you.
Nice people. Make sure
Interact with the content, because it's not just about subscribing to somebody's channel, but really going out to watch the content and support. Share with a friend, eat good food, share it. All right.
Yes.
So I'm strong over there. So I don't know. So I'm not share foolishness. Just looking at the chat, I've placed some people there. Faith Connection, our very own sister is there. So I'm just check out our channel as well. You don't know, sir, we have the communication director.
I left the board, but I'm family them, man.
I've placed there here as well.
And I tell you, them go to some places, make you just want to travel.
Yes. Look, every time I watch Greg video, I'm hungry. Yo, Greg, you make me put on weight, man. Watch it, Every time. So.
And it speaks to them being so intentional about going to these new places, spending quality time together, and actually doing something that they love. Like it's something I really admire.
Yeah.
Yes.
So guys, keep up the good work.
Yeah. And I mean, what I am I time for enders? Yeah. But what I love about Greg and Cindy, really positive people. I'm telling you, no already, it's just positive energy. I'm strictly positive. If my wife, if I wake up a day and don't see the light, I got envy and the light. You know what I mean? That's just me. I just feel like, we need more positive news. There's just enough bad going around, enough things to cause you to be stressed already. So let's create a space, and anybody I know who is creating a space for positivity, I am thrilled and moved by that. So, hey, Lady Rona, you're not running away. I need you to be subscribing, Lady Rona.
So the links that we're dropping in the chat.
No matter to that, Lady Rona. We're waiting.
We're waiting on
the offering. Offering time.
Let me just get a little say right now. So, so for some different reasons, Sheens has not been active on the Steady Show. We're changing that now. So we're changing up a couple of things. If you notice, our lighting is a little better. We're working on the sound and all of that. So Sheens will be on, and Sheens is a different character when she's into character. So if there is a time to subscribe to the show, it's no, because we have our front and center and a lot of things, and it's gonna be good. So thank you guys. Big up on yourself. Thank you for the endorsements. Every time you guys endorse us, it does something for us. It's a real source of motivation for us. You know what I mean?
And we invited a few people to come
Big
over
Faith
to
Connection.
Pillow Talk this evening. Mama or Mommy's in the chat. Mommy's in the chat. Mommy's in the chat. Big up to my mother.
Big up to my mother.
Yes. My sister Cher is in the chat. Hey, Cher. My friends, the McLaughlins are in the chat. The Smalls are in the chat. The McGregors are in the chat. Moods. My girl Moods.
Moods in the chat. Big up Moods.
Is in the chat. Yes. And of course, I see Greg and Cindy in the chat. All my love.
Yeah, man.
All my love to both of you.
Big up Faith Connection. And what's this young lady that we start? Anika. Big up Anika as well. Encouraging.
Our link is in the chat.
Big up to a friend there, with new friend there. Big up to all our new friend there.
Yes.
Big up to friend there with their Robdons.
Loved our conversation, Anika.
Yeah.
Guys, if you don't know how to sub to the Robdons, you look at subscribe button there on the right hand side and at the bottom of the video. Make sure you touch a look at something there and turn on the notification bell, because we will be keeping it positive. And remember, we talk about the positivity where marriage is concerned. So anything relationship, that's where this is your corner. We will reason and talk about this. Make sure you do that. All right. Valentine, come up, people. It's not just because it's my wife write the book, but perfect gift. I'm telling you, I think it's, you know, and I happen to be the publisher, so I speak as not just husband, I speak as publisher. And you know, reason with Robdon does not publish any foolishness. And this is one of the hardest work I've worked on. Can you imagine the wife? She's extremely meticulous, and you know, things need to be in order. But you know, I had to read her content and of course validate it. And if me read her content to the right through, you know, and then read it independently several other times, and still I learn from it, and I may read it, and me validate it and approve it. I think it's a great content. It's quite practical. It's not a, it doesn't work automatic. There are things you need to do in it. You need to listen and do. There are things you need to, you know, create your own fun and vibes. I think it just gives you a great start as to what you can achieve in relationship. And so it's 21 because we believe that it takes 21 days. That's what the research says. 21 days to break any bad behavior and develop new behaviors.
To break into a new habit.
New habit, right? And so 21 is unique to us. So I'm believing that if you really take this, walk with it with your partner, you will be able to achieve great things.
And it's not limited to newlyweds or, that, because
everybody.
My parents are married 37 years and they got their copies.
Yeah,
all right?
Big people are 70.
No matter
70,
no matter the age, no matter how long you've been married or how young you are in there preparing, whatever stage you are, it is something that you can use.
If you're Pentecostal, apostolic, long skirt, head hot my head. That's my mother-in-law. And why she give the feedback? I say, yes, Miss Sonia. What? So so even persons of different age groups are relating to the content. So and I think the church needs more of this, to be fair. We need to be more practical. I think when I struggle is when you talk with a lot of persons who are Christian, the most they can talk about in terms of affection, it's quite limited. It's very thin. And so I think we need to work on that so we can become role models where love is concerned. Yeah, chat boy. Gregory said, practice 21 shades daily. Plus, now have a meal in the back for go cook, from different countries. I hope now.
Yeah, there's good recipes in there. I think what I love about this book is that it connects them to the 5 love languages. I absolutely love that. And it tells you, and what I loved, I also noticed that whatever had physical touch was high temperature on the Intermeter. And I absolutely love that.
You can't talk about the book.
No, I'm not giving any spoilers. See, I'm not giving any spoilers.
You're fine. They'll grab a book to see what you're talking about.
I'm loving it, man. Give us a little more. Give us a little more. Tell us a little more.
Yes. So their activities, their activities, practical activities, as they said, and everything is linked to the 5 love languages. And sometimes, we just need to stop, know what our love language is, know what our partner's love language is, more importantly, and then feed them with that language or communicate to them in that love language. And it's not as easy. But when you have the practical steps, that works. And then you get to do your Intermeter gauge and you get to practice a few spicy things. It's good. I recommend.
All right. See that? Whoa. So no foolishness, people.
No foolishness.
Girl going good for true. She envisioned it. She was going to be different. And she wanted approval from her husband. We happen to be her pastor,
and the images are not boring.
All right. All right. All right.
This is an endorsement.
So listen to me. If you're grabbing a book, spice up something. and make something work and come back up tell me how the thing I work. Yeah, man, right. Right image. When I ramp with a sketch. We know if a sketch the thing them into imagination. So you know where to go on.
Sketch, man.
Yeah. And oh yeah, as a good language and literature
teacher. Your endorsement.
See that?
You're in that with.
Watch my friend.
Big up, Ava.
My friend.
Big up, my friend.
Yeah.
So a good endorsement.
A great
When I tell lie around here.
Good.
we not tell lie around here, straight through.
No.
Same way. So we're talking about people and most important, I hope that you can identify with the content and it will give you some motivation. I hope that persons will realize that this thing, I think we spend so much time telling people not to do this thing. I think we need to create more space to tell people, say, I know at the time to do things. So with that said, we're getting ready to close off the program. No. Yeah.
When I touch my info, you were very much a part of it.
Why are you dragging me into it? You should not let them know past to know these things. Stop it.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap up on this note. It was a pleasure to be here this afternoon, engaging and dialoguing with this wonderful, lovely couple. I'm sure that y'all enjoyed the discussion, and we have to bring them back. We don't know when. We have to check with them schedule, but we need to come back and come raise upon some more issues. Because it's all about fun, information, all that kind of stuff. It's all about giving persons some insight. Some insight as to how we can improve this thing called love. All right. So that said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with us. As you know, it is customary for asking our guests to hold hands and then to pray us out. As we hold hands, it's about holding on to each other. We won't let go. And as we do, we pray to the one who we believe has the ultimate power to sustain us. Boom. Over to Ono. I'm not praying on me.
Okay, all right. Father God, we thank you for this gathering. We thank you for the Robdons and every heart that joined this evening. We thank you for all that we learned. We thank you for what you're doing in our lives. We thank you, God, that when we love and when we do the right thing, you are in the midst. And so we pray that everything that we did here this evening will be multiplied. May you bless our individual ministries or works or families. Everything we do may be blessed. May this week be blessed. Touch and bless every heart. May hearts continue to be encouraged, and may you get the glory out of everything that we do. We give you thanks for all you've done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And with that said, we're about to bring it to a wrap. We thank you so much again, Lady and Sir Clark, for coming. You guys are a great sport. You made the show quite interesting, and we learned.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having us.
It was good to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right. So with that said, we want to wish for you a productive rest of the evening.
Subscribe to the channels, guys.
Thank you. Yes.
Blessings. Take care,
all right,
everyone.
Yes.
I begin to